life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
In 1656, Diego Velázquez didn't just paint a portrait, he painted a puzzle. At first glance, it's a royal family portrait, but look closer and the painting starts looking back. There's Velázquez painting someone outside the frame. Then there's a mirror reflecting the king and the queen. Or maybe it's reflecting you. It's a portrait, it's a paradox, it's a trap. And for 400 years, Las Meninas shaped the greats who came after. Goya studied it, Manet borrowed its tricks, Dali twisted it, Sargent echoed it. But no one went deeper than Pablo Picasso. Pablo Picasso didn't just admire it, he went to war with it. In 1957, he locked himself in a studio for 4 months to reimagine Las Meninas, not once, but 58 times. He wasn't copying, he was creating interpretations, he was searching. He didn't want to replicate Velázquez. He wanted to understand what made the painting breathe. He wanted something that every artist chases, but few ever find. What makes an artist great? Picasso created over 50,000 pieces of art in his lifetime. 58 of those were about one painting, the Las Meninas. Shakespeare wrote 37 plays, 154 sonnets. Mozart composed over 600 pieces. Einstein published 272 research papers. Most of those you've never heard of. Quantity doesn't compete with quality. Quantity is how you get to quality. Because greatness isn't about having a perfect idea, it's about making enough to find the great ones. This echoes Malcolm Gladwell's 10,000-hour rule from Outliers. But it's not just about hours, it's the iterations. Picasso's famous bull series is a perfect example. A single bull, drawn in a dozen ways. Each version simpler, more distilled. By the final drawing, he captured the essence with just a few lines. The best creators aren't always the most brilliant, they're the most prolific. Even content creators, the viral ones, they are not always the best. They just post more ideas, echoes more chances for lightning to strike. The more you make, the more chances you give greatness to find you. When Picasso tackled Las Meninas, he wasn't copying Velázquez. He was arguing with him across 3 centuries. He didn't recreate the painting. He rebuilt it from the bones up 58 times. This is how greatness begins, by learning from the greats. Austin Kleon explains in Steal Like an Artist, copying skips understanding, imitation seeks it. Every artist starts with a borrowed voice, a remix of their influences, stitched together with hope. Steve Jobs borrowed from Sony, from Xerox, even from a college calligraphy class. Howard Schultz modeled Starbucks after Italian cafes. Canva reverse engineered Adobe and made it accessible. Imitation, when done right, is about understanding the DNA of what you admire. You can't help but absorb the styles, the rhythms, the tools of those who came before you. But here's the truth. You can never fully imitate your heroes, and that is a good thing. You are not them. You will stumble where they soared. You will make different choices, take different paths. The gap between their genius and your attempt, that's where you find your own voice. Imitation isn't a shortcut. It's a rite of passage, time-tested tradition. We study the greats, we steal like artists, and somewhere along the way, we become ourselves. In daily rituals, Mason Curry profiles the daily routines of over 150 of history's most creative minds. Writers, painters, composers, scientists. We like to picture them as erratic geniuses, struck by lightning bolts of inspiration. But zoom in, and that myth falls apart. No two geniuses agree on a bedtime, but they all agree on this. You don't chase inspiration, you build systems to catch it. These artists built systems that allowed them to carve out uninterrupted time for deep work, 2 to 6 hours, every single day. No errands, no tabs, just full, undivided presence. Haruki Murakami writes in the morning, then runs, reads, and lives quietly. Mozart composed before the noise of lessons and performances. And our favorite, Picasso, he blocked entire chunks of his day just to create. They understood what most people forget. You can't do meaningful work when your mind is already scattered. Kevin Kelly puts it this way: take one simple thing, almost anything, but take it extremely seriously, as if the entire world is in it. And by taking it seriously, you'll light up the sky. That's the game. Not brilliance, not multitasking, just the discipline to do one thing well, and to do it over and over, over and over, over and over, until the world notices. I know what you're thinking. I'm not Picasso. I have meetings, a partner, inboxes, fair. But this isn't about becoming a full-time artist. It's about carving out 30 minutes for the thing that matters, before the world wakes up, after the kids sleep, during the commute. Because in the long run, small rituals crush big resolutions. And consistency, that's the real creative superpower. Through consistency, you become successful, not instantly, but inevitably. That's how mastery is built. Focus, ritual, repetition, not once in a while, but every day. Las Meninas was never meant to be solved. It wasn't painted to impress, it was painted to challenge the ones who came next. So, here's the answer to the question: what makes an artist great? They make more than they need to. They imitate without losing themselves. And they keep showing up even when no one's watching. Picasso didn't find greatness in a single stroke. He found it in 58 rewrites of someone else's idea. Not to match it, but to meet it, to sit across from it and ask, what are you trying to teach me? That's the work. And maybe, if you stay long enough, brush in hand, eyes still learning, it starts to answer back.